Hello, this is movie review number 1109. This is The Front Room. The Front Room. This is a 2024 movie that is directed, or should I say co-directed, by Sam Eggers and Max Eggers. Sam Eggers and Max Eggers. This is from A24 Films, 2 and 2 Pictures, and 2AM Productions, and I saw this movie on September 7th, 2024 at AMC West Chester 18 in West Chester, Ohio. So, this movie is about Belinda, who is newly pregnant, and she has a husband, and they're trying to pay the mortgage for their house before the baby arrives. But everything seems to be going wrong after Belinda's mother-in-law moves in. So Belinda's father-in-law passes away, and his final wish is for Belinda and her husband to his final wish is for Belinda and her husband to have their mother-in-law move in with them. As a diabolical guest tries to get her claws on the child, Belinda must draw the line somewhere. Uh-oh. So, in the trailer, she mentions how being cooped up in the same house as your mother-in-law and a newborn, things get a little tense. I think that's exactly how she said it, but it was like that. But this was definitely a little bit more tense, I would say. This is a psychological horror film that is also based on a short story from 2016 of the same name by Susan Hill. So this movie stars Brandy, who is Belinda. Belinda is recently pregnant, and she is married to Norman. Norman is played by Andrew Burnett in the movie. Belinda and Norman are just trying to pay their house and trying to get ready for the new baby. However, Norman's father passes away, and his final wish is for Norman and Belinda to take in Solange, who is played by Catherine Hunter in the movie. Solange is the mother-in-law, and she uses walkers to move around. But let's just say there's something about her that definitely becomes a little bit more of a horror-like taste. Like, I can understand how mother-in-law and wife can crash sometimes, but what this mother-in-law does in the front room takes things one step too far. First of all, when she arrives, she immediately claims the front room as her own room, even though the room was meant for the baby. And another thing, she starts to do things without Norman's and Belinda's consent, like inviting people over. And let's just say it starts to get on Belinda's nerves, especially with the fact that Norman, from what Norman said, has heard that Solange thinks that the Holy Spirit possesses her and gives her power. Well, it definitely gave her power, evil power, in this movie. As Solange starts to take things really too far, to the point where Norman and Belinda may have to kick her out. However, she may refuse to leave, and that could create a problem. So Belinda must draw the line somewhere between protecting her family from her mother-in-law and trying to please everybody after everything that has happened. But the question is, how far will she go to try to keep her cool from the tensity that's going on, but also trying to not get too insane? Oh yeah, this was pretty good. So I just read that Sam and Max Eggers, who directed this film, are actually brothers of Robert Eggers, who probably known as director of films like The Witch, The Lighthouse, the Northman, and the upcoming Nosferatu film. So it was really neat to see his brothers, Sam and Max Eggers, directing a psychological horror film. And I like how it's called psychological horror. All of it is horror, but it's one where but it's a movie where you have to think a little bit because you're not sure what may happen. And it's not like the typical horror movie. It's not a big budget horror movie, but still, I thought it was a pretty good movie. And like I said, you won't believe what goes on in the movie. I was even surprised how the movie ended. But yeah, it was pretty good. I definitely recommend it. So that's my movie review of The Front Room. Please and for this movie review. Alright, goodbye.